Welcome to the Manager Lab, where we delve into the increasingly dynamic world of talent management. In each episode, we will unravel key insights, break down the most relevant books and articles, and provide actionable tips to optimize your approach in developing and retaining top talent. Stay tuned for a deep dive into the art, science, and strategy of unlocking your team's full potential. Let's enter the Manager Lab. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating and revealing principles from the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell, the Law of E.F. Hutton. The law is simple but profound. When the real leader speaks, people listen. Now, if the phrase E.F. Hutton sounds unfamiliar, here's the backstory. Back in the 1980s, there were famous commercials for the brokerage firm E.F. Hutton. The ad would show a crowded restaurant or a busy room full of chatter, and someone would lean over and whisper, "Well, my broker is E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton says," and suddenly the whole room would go silent. Everyone leaned in to listen. Why? Because when E.F. Hutton spoke, people listened. John Maxwell uses this as a metaphor for leadership influence. In every meeting room, every team, every organization, there are many, many voices, but there are only a few people whose words truly carry weight. Those are the real leaders. And here's the key insight. Leadership is not about titles, it's about influence. You can have the corner office or the title and the authority, but if people don't listen when you speak, leadership hasn't happened yet. On the other hand, someone without a title can walk into a room, share an idea, and suddenly everyone turns their head. That's influence. That's leadership. So today, we're going to explore 3 powerful takeaways from the Law of E.F. Hutton and then translate them into actionable steps for managers who want their voice to truly matter. So here's takeaway number 1. The real leader in the room isn't always the person in charge. Maxwell points out something every manager has experienced. You walk into a meeting, ideas are flying around the room, people are talking, debating, discussing things. Then someone speaks up, and suddenly the room pays attention. Heads turn, pens stop, people listen. Why? Because that person has earned credibility. They've built trust. They've demonstrated competence. They've delivered results. And over time, people have learned when they speak, it matters. For managers, this is a powerful reminder. Authority may get people to hear you, but influence gets people to listen. Takeaway number 2. Influence is earned over time. No one becomes the E.F. Hutton of their organization overnight. Influence grows through consistent behavior. Every promise you keep, every decision you make, every challenge you navigate, all of it is building or eroding your credibility. Think about the leaders you respect the most. When they speak, you lean in. Why? Because their track record tells you their words are worth hearing. They don't speak just to fill the air. They speak with clarity, intention, and experience. And that's exactly how leadership influence is built. And here's takeaway number 3. People follow the leader they trust the most. Maxwell described situations where organizations had multiple leaders with different titles. But when the moment of decision arrived, everyone waited to see what one specific person thought. That person may not have been the highest ranking, but they were the most trusted. And trust creates influence, and influence creates leadership. Now let's move from insight into action. If you're a manager, supervisor, or team leader listening today, the question becomes, how do you become the person people listen to? And here are 4 actionable ways to build E.F. Hutton into your leadership influence. Number 1, speak less, but say more. Influential leaders don't dominate conversations. They listen, they observe, they think. And when they speak, their words add value to the conversation. Managers who talk constantly dilute their influence. But leaders who speak with intention create impact. So try this in your next meeting. Pause before you speak and ask yourself, is what I'm about to say helpful? Is it insightful? Or is it necessary? If the answer is yes, share it confidently. If not, keep listening. And over time, people will learn when you speak, it's worth hearing. Tip number 2, build a track record of sound judgment. Influence grows when people see your decisions lead to positive outcomes. That means doing your homework, studying the situation, listening to your team, and thinking strategically before making calls. The more consistently you demonstrate good judgment, the more people will trust your voice. And trust is the foundation of influence. And the third tip here, elevate others before you elevate yourself. One of the fastest ways to gain influence is to help others succeed. When leaders champion their teams, when they celebrate wins and they develop their own talent, something powerful happens. People begin to respect them deeply, and respect naturally leads to attention. Because when someone consistently invests in other people, their perspective becomes valuable. Your team starts thinking, if they believe in us this much, we should probably listen to what they say. And the fourth one here is to align your words with your actions. Nothing destroys influence faster than inconsistency. If a leader says one thing but does another, trust evaporates. But when your actions match your words day after day, your credibility grows. People begin to believe this leader means what they say. And when that belief forms, something remarkable happens. When you speak, people listen to you. So here's the final inspiration. The law of E.F. Hutton reminds us that leadership is not measured by volume, by position, or authority. It's measured by influence. Real leaders don't need to shout. They don't need to demand attention. Their credibility speaks before they do. And when they share an idea, offer direction, or cast a vision, people lean in because they trust the voice behind the message. So here's a challenge for every manager listening today. Don't focus on having the loudest voice in the room. Focus on becoming the most trusted voice in the room. Build your credibility, serve your team, and deliver results the organization is asking you to deliver. And over time, something powerful will happen. One day, you'll be sitting in a meeting, the conversation will be buzzing, then you'll share a thought, and suddenly, the room will go quiet because your team has learned something important. When you speak, it's worth listening. And that is the true power of leadership influence. Well, thanks for listening. And until next time we meet in the Manager Lab, do good work.